It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's Monday. I'm David Stroud here with Scooter Scott Kellys.
Whoop, whoop.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Both at the same time.
I'm good. How was your weekend?
It was pretty good. I enjoyed a good basketball game at the hangar.
Yes.
And, of course, worked on Saturday because I work every Saturday. Sunday, I went with my brother out to a buddy of his out in Oakland and got some wood, free wood.
Free wood? That's always good?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's $70 a rick now.
Yeah, it's not. Everything's went up.
Everything.
I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I don't even know if I got to bring it up. Food is insane right now.
It is ridiculous. It is like, you go out there to buy one meal at a grocery store and you're like $100 in. It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother,
went shopping the other day. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. My brother, he's single, so if anybody's looking, but
does he like you?
It's my brother. So he goes and just gets for one, and he had to take a picture of it because nowadays we're to the point of taking a picture of like 3 or 4 bags, and it's $110.
Oh yeah,
that's what he did. He had 4 bags, not even packed full. And it was like $110.
I think we had 3 bags, and it was like $102.
Yeah.
And that was, local store, and it's just like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And, I guess it's not their fault. Everything's up. It's just across the board. But it seems like food has gone, to me, price gouged.
Yeah.
It's just gone to that level to me.
And I don't think we have a delivery issue anymore.
I don't know. So we don't have a delivery issue anymore.
So I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I know you don't get it, and it
just is what it is.
It just is what it is, and we pay it. And I think they say that it's inflation's starting to we're at the curve where it's going to start going down. But it's never going to go back to the levels it was pre-inflation.
No.
My brother and I were talking about it, and we're probably like, probably half.
Yeah.
So, if something went from $5 to $8.
It's like they do that with gas all the time.
Yeah.
And almost, this is great, because it's back down to $5. And it was $3 when we started. So it's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just crazy.
They're like, we brought it down. No.
But no, there were some good basketball games. I'm not going to go into the games, so I know you've got reports on that.
We do, and we got Josh Fulcher coming in, so we'll go ahead and just wait on all that.
But we were driving back, and we had Miss Libby in the back seat with us, riding with us, and she was watching the game, keeping us posted the whole time. So it was pretty neat.
Both of them were nail biters.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. That
really good.
By the way, we've got a lady named Gigi.
Gigi?
We've got to say hi.
Hi, Gigi.
Hi. She watches every day.
Very nice.
And she's probably at home watching right now. So I wanted to say hi to her.
Hi. Listening to us complain about the food prices.
She loves us. She watches us every day. She loves us. She's
Excellent.
good.
I appreciate
just throwing that out there. Good morning, Gigi.
Good morning.
What else?
We should probably just get it started. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. They have 29 in the state, one in Memphis, Tennessee, and we sure do appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. So let's pause now for the morning prayer. Dear Lord, we just thank you for being with us. We thank you for this wonderful country that we have, even though we're not doing the best at getting along together. We hope that people will start coming towards you instead of away from you. I think that will bring us together. And again, just watch over our children, our first responders, our military, and anybody that's sick and could use you by their side right now. In this I pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. Give them a call at 870-425-2161 and ask them about pre-need service. It's always good to have a plan in place for when the unthinkable happens. Your family will be taken care of. Roller Funeral Home they're professionals. They love what they do. They've made careers out of it, of helping us at our worst possible time in our life when we lose a loved one. And it's they're going to a better place. I hope.
They are.
You know,
but we're the ones dealing with the loss.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. That it's hard for us to let go, and just know that one day you will see him again. I lost my father back in 2005, and one day we will be reunited. I believe that wholeheartedly. So,
there you go.
But it's good to have a plan in place for what do you want to have done. I have a plan. Carla knows what I want to happen when I pass away. I know what she wants to happen when she passes away, and we'll make it happen. So, with that, let's take a break, and we'll see Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. It's a little, just play.
Cute little commercial.
Cute little commercial. It's funny.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z Team.
Welcome back to the morning show. Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team and Scooter, they collaborated and came up with that wonderful commercial. Makes us giggle each time.
Makes me laugh every time.
Definitely. So don't be left hanging. Find somebody that's not just going to list and leave you, but list and be with you every step of the way. And, they're going to get it sold. They always do.
They're great people.
Yeah, they don't have a problem. Let's take a look at the White River.
Okay.
Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. Beautiful. I knew it was going to be a wonderful shot today of God's country. Look at that. The snow is just ice. The ice is probably
pretty much
about
all
gone.
melted.
Yeah, pretty much all gone.
You know what really surprised me? I was out of town Saturday. Drove back in Saturday night. Everything's melted everywhere until you get to my road. Saturday, my road was still solid.
It was just too much.
Now, by Sunday, it melted. But
yeah, it's finally gone.
Yeah,
well,
it's finally, and I'm happy to see it, and left me with a broken pipe in the ground.
No, that's...
But we'll deal with that on another day.
Yes. This is Colorado, Arkansas, the horseshoe bend of the White River. Bob and Linda Zadora live in Marion County, looking into Baxter County. Off to the right is Mountain Home. In the center is Missouri, and off to the left is Bull Shoals. And they have this still view and also a moving camera that zooms in and out. You can find these at retiredarkansas.net. And I did go to it. Well, the snowstorm came in and ice storm, and it's really cool. It looks like Star Wars with the ice going by the camera view. It's really cool. You can go to retiredarkansas.net and find their listings, the MLS listings, and a plethora of information about the Ozarks. So
Plethora.
Yes, plethora. You can find out all the reasons to vacation here, to move here, and if you're looking to sell your home, maybe you're in a big house outside of town and you're looking to get a smaller house inside of town. They are senior real estate specialists. They'll help you find the right home for the right time in your life. You know, you'd need to downsize to something more manageable or move back with family. And look at he's not there.
No, our fisherman's not there today.
He's not there. He's taking a break. Anyway, Bob and Linda Zadora can help you even if you're moving out of town to where they can't help you, buy the new home. They'll help you find the right realtor to help you find your new home in the new area that you're moving to. And you don't find that with very many people, do you?
No, they got a large, not just their target market here is so large, but but being part of Century 21, they've got such a reach. They can find you a realtor that's going to help you and work with them. That way it makes it just so much smoother.
Yeah, definitely. And isn't that nice knowing that they're going to help you sell your home here and they're going to help you find somebody where you're moving to that has a commitment to excellence like they do, that's going to take care of you when you go to that area, that you're not just going to be left hanging.
I agree.
Yeah, give them a call, 870-405-0793.
Trust me, I personally tell you will not be disappointed. Give them a call.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's take a look at the weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. I'm going to push refresh on that and let it do its thing. In Mountain Home, we have 63, Harrison at 63, Batesville at 63, Yellville at 66, Marshall at 63, Salem at 61, Mountain View at 63, Calico Rock at 64, West Plains, Missouri at 59, Springfield, Missouri at 65, Poplar Bluff at 59, and St. Louis at 59. So, I mean, everything's up. It's 59. 59 for the low.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
It's going to be a beautiful day around the Ozarks. And National Weather Radar, let's zoom out here. Press play. It doesn't look like a whole lot's going on. You got patches of activity, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, of course, Washington, Seattle area. It never stops. You know, it might just be a little mist. It might be a hard rain, but I think it's wet all the time in that area. You can see off the East Coast, whatever was accumulating there off the East Coast gets pretty big towards the end of the day. But in our neck of the woods, it's pretty clear. Missouri and Arkansas, I think we're going to have a sunshiny day. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Yeah. Nothing on the radar. National Weather Service warnings. It looks like we've got some dense fog advisories across the east part of the state. So if you're driving to work, drive slow in the fog. Turn on the fog lights and don't be in a rush. Leave early. Baxter County feels like 30. Yeah, not sure. Here we go. Today is partly sunny, then mostly cloudy and breezy. High is 63. Tonight we got mostly cloudy and breezy, then a 20% chance of showers at low of 51. Tuesday we have chance of showers at 40%, high of 56. Tuesday night we have 70% chance of showers, low of 45. Wednesday, it's going to rain. Wednesday, 80% chance of showers, high of 53. Wednesday night, 50% chance of showers, low of 39. You know, I don't mind it right now after all that because they put so much dirt and stuff on the roads, and it'll help wash it off.
It will.
Thursday.
However, some of your gravel roads are fighting all that.
Oh, it's so muddy.
It's so muddy, and it just, everything melted, and the rain's not going to help that out much.
No, The yard is muddy. The dogs are tracking it in. Is yours?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Aspen came in yesterday and was just mud, and Carla was so mad because she just cleaned the floors. Anyway, Thursday sunny, high of 57. Thursday night partly cloudy, then a slight chance of rain at 20%, low of 34. Friday slight chance of rain at 20%, high of 42. Like I said, and let it wash away. I drive Arkansas, and we're all clear. There's no more icy roads, no more slushy roads. It's gone bye-bye. I like it. Norfolk Lake water levels at 553.23. Level is 1.23 feet above full pool. They're generating 2. Bull Shoals Lake water levels at 657.09. Level is 1.91 feet above full pool. They are generating 2. And that's a look at your weather, brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. Give them a call at 870-405-0793. They are realtors you'd recommend to a friend. And you can go to retiredarkansas.net, find their listings, the MLS listings. They are licensed in Arkansas and Missouri, so they can help you in both. Give them a call, 870-405-0793. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with some community news.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever?
We're back. Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV.
I don't need your help counting. That's my one job I do is count down.
Yes, he does.
And I do a good job with it.
He does a great job. Oh, excuse me. Sometimes a helping hand is never
you call that help.
All right.
You don't even know how to count. All right, we're moving on.
He's right. I bounce around. Mountain Home High School French Club. You remember they were going to have a chili supper last Friday.
I do.
And then the storm came. It had ice apocalypse. So it has been moved to Monday, March 7th. So a month from tomorrow. So help the French-speaking French Club help us travel to the French-speaking Quebec, Canada. I can't.
It's English.
It's Mountain Home High School French Club will have a chili supper to raise funds for the summer 2024 trip to Quebec. That'll be Monday, March 7th. Same time, say 4:30 to 6:30. Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. I sure hope I'm right about that. Let me go to this one. Okay. Oh, wow. I can hear myself on this. I seriously can.
I can hear you.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
And I'm not on. Sorry. Okay, so it looks like Ware Mountain Home High School cafeteria. So that has been switched. I need to get that wrote down. I'll write that down after. So Monday, March 7th, 4 to 6 p.m., Mountain Home High School cafeteria. How much is $5 for a bowl of chili and a to-go container? You can order by contacting Christy Lawrence at clawrence@mhbombers.com or purchasing a ticket from a French Club student. So we appreciate Century 21 Lee Mack Realty that was going to be hosting it. It just, weather happens.
It happens.
Mountain Home High School Career Academies. Empty bowls to feed the hungry soup dinner. Thursday, February 23rd. So 20 days from now. I can't do math. Never mind. It's on the 23rd, 4 to 6 p.m. It's a Monday. Mountain Home High School cafeteria. All proceeds donated to the Food Bank in North Central Arkansas. $10 per ticket. Purchase includes choice of soup. First 250 attendees will be able to choose a handmade ceramic bowl to keep. Non-refundable if the event is canceled due to inclement weather. Purchase can be made from individual students, or you can contact Beth Ivins, B.Ivins at mhbombers.com, or Christy Lawrence, C. Lawrence at mhbombers.com. So it's worthy, very worthy cause.
I'd like to apologize. I know David's mouth starts going at the first of the week, but his mind doesn't catch up with him till Wednesdays. So
He ain't kidding. He ain't kidding. That's why I like my Tuesdays and Thursdays. Come on back, Bob.
he'll be back this week, though.
He will.
I think so.
He will. I think he will, too. Okay, so this right here.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to bring this up. You remember this?
Yes.
That right there. Our kids, our community, our future, your voice. So it didn't pass last time. The high school needs to be rebuilt. There's no doubt about it. And I know we're taxed to death and food is high. We were talking about it at the beginning of the show.
Yep.
You know? But I'm sorry. We need to do this. It's time to rebuild the high school. It's 60 years old in some parts, 30 years old in other parts. It
if you haven't had a chance to look around and call Dr. Long's office and tell him you want to take a look, they'll take you up there. They've got a little platform where you can walk out on the old part and see what he's talking about and how bad things are.
Yeah.
But really, guys, I've been through it. I know how bad things are, and from the outside it looks fine.
Oh, yeah.
You get inside and it's not.
Yeah,
it's not where it needs to be. Something's going to have to be done regardless. So, just depends on how much we want to invest into the kids. And
Exactly.
That's what it's for. I mean, it's.
And I bring this up because tonight.
Yes.
Tonight, Mountain Home Public Schools has a special meeting to discuss a possible millage measure to be placed on the ballot for the high school. That'll be at Dunbar Auditorium. That's tonight. And that's all about this. If you want more information as to why, I'm sure they'll have a slideshow. They'll be speaking about it. We will
be broadcasting that, believe it or not.
Okay.
We are, I believe, it starts at 6, but we're starting at 6:30 due to other obligations on the channel. But it will have the whole thing, so you won't miss
the whole
anything.
meeting. Yeah. So XL7-TV, Facebook.
You can go to Facebook, or if you're at home and you've got our channel, just turn our TV channel on.
That's right, because they're on. It's not Suddenlink anymore. It's
well, depending on which one you're on.
Which one you're on.
Every cable network.
They're on every cable network. So if you have cable, you can watch it.
If you're watching this on your TV, this is the channel.
This is the funny guy.
Funny guy.
So, but it definitely needs to happen. I
agree.
I think it was going to do my taxes another like $40 a year from where I'm at. What valued at now? Let's put it. Let's see. Value. This is the value of the house. So $67.50 a year. I can afford that. I know you can afford it. I know we're taxed to death and everything's high, but the school needs to be rebuilt. So. Go to the meeting, listen to what they have to say, and when it does get put back on the ballot,
and I do know that they've had
for it.
meetings even after the vote and listened to people, and they've made some changes and stuff based on that. So I don't know what all the changes are going to be. That's what they're going to go over tonight. But they're trying to do what the people are asking.
Yeah, and I heard that some of it was too grandiose and it didn't need to cost that much. And it's just like, I mean, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Yeah. I mean, anyway. All right. So that's our community news for today.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and take a break, and we're going to come back with sports.
Sports updates.
Sports updates.
Be right back.
Thanks.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This is our XL7 Sports, local sports scores and updates, courtesy of Bob Rechtenwald. Thank you, Bob. Saturday night, the Mountain Home High School basketball teams had mixed results on Saturday as they hosted the Siloam Springs for makeup games. The Bombers were able to squeak by the Panthers 51-49 in the boys' game. That was a nail-biter to the end. I mean, the boys started off really good, and you're thinking, yes. But it wasn't like a blowout point spread. So, and then after,
it's always a good game.
Yeah, after halftime, third and fourth, it was just a nail biter. It was really fun to watch.
Keep you at the edge of your seat.
Yes, most definitely. Let's see. When Mountain Home lost to Siloam Springs in January, they were severely out-rebounded in the second half as the Panthers gave themselves multiple second-chance opportunities. It was a different story this weekend as the Bombers out-rebounded Siloam Springs 31-12. Mountain Home went up double digits in the second half, but the Panthers mounted a comeback. Siloam Springs cut the margin to 1, but they got no closer. With 1.4 seconds left, the Bombers were up 3 when Levi Fox went to the free throw line for the Panthers. He hit the first one and intentionally missed the second with the hopes of his team getting the rebound. Those hopes were dashed when Robert Dover came down with the ball and the clock ran out. He was just laying on the ground, cradling it like, you ain't getting this ball
holding
back.
it like a baby.
Yeah. Braden Dewey led Mountain Home with 21 points. Dalton Newman scored 15 points for Siloam Springs, and Fox added 12. The Bombers improved to 13-10 on the season and 4-3 in the 5A West. The Panthers fall to 13-8 and 5-2 in the 5A West. Mountain Home was not as fortunate in the girls' contest, as they were edged out by Siloam Springs 43-40. The Lady Bombers came out firing in the first half, and they did. I mean, they were smoking them. They led by as much as 17 points and had 31 points at halftime. The tide turned as Mountain Home was held to just 9 points in the second half, and the Lady Panthers started making a comeback. Excuse me. Siloam Springs took their first lead of the night in the final period and kept it when Mimo Jacklick went to the line for 3 free throws and canned 2 of them. The Lady Bombers were down 3 in the final seconds with one final chance to tie it, but the Lady Panthers came up with the steal to secure the win. Mountain Home was led by Amelia Rucker with 10 points. Brooke Smith had 14 points for Siloam Springs, and Brooke Ross chipped in 12. The Lady Bombers dropped to 12-11 overall and 3-4 in the league. The Lady Panthers are now 13-8 and 6-1. Wow, that's good. Good for the Panthers. Mountain Home will wrap up its 3-game home stand on Tuesday when they host Harrison.
That'll be a good game.
Dun dun dun.
That's going to be a good game.
That's going to be a good game. You ought to be.
At least for the crowd, that'll be a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know the student section is going to be going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Elsewhere in the 5A West, Harrison split its makeup games with Russellville. The Goblins got past the Cyclones 58-55 in the boys' game. Harrison's girls fell to Russellville 49-47. Close games. The Flippin High School boys basketball team was able to pick up a conference victory at home on Saturday. The Bobcats defeated Lincoln 62-53. Yellville Summit had mixed results in their senior day game against Haas Hall Bentonville. The Lady Panthers invoked, man, there's a lot of Panthers. The Lady Panthers invoked the mercy rule as they routed the Lady Huskies 71-13.
Ooh. That's a big jump.
Yeah. Yellville Summit boys did not fare as well as they lost to Haas Hall Bentonville 62-58. Salem split in its high school games at Mountain View. The Lady Greyhounds topped the Lady Yellow Jackets 58-31. Salem had a different result in the boys' game as they fell to Mountain View 46-38. The Mammoth Spring boys had a successful outing in Paragould as they beat the Crowley's Ridge Academy 67-54. Gavin Bodie was the Bears' top scorer with 19 points. Rogers had 16, and Andrew Jones finished with 10. Melbourne was able to sweep its high school games at Tuckerman. The Lady Bearcats got past the Lady Bulldogs 57-53. Melbourne's boys later defeated Tuckerman 58-50. Lead Hill ended up getting swept in 3 games at home by Jasper. The Tigers lost to the Pirates 68-33 in the senior boys game. Hudson Davidson paced Jasper with 28 points. Caden Baker grabbed 10 rebounds for Lead Hill. The night wasn't any better for the Lead Hill senior girls. The Lady Tigers fell to Jasper by a final of 54-33. The outing began with Lead Hill's junior boys falling to Lead Hill 55-26. The junior Pirates were led by Mr. Campbell with 17 points. Ty Williams ended up with 12, and Max Davis added 10. The Bergman High School boys got another win on senior night. The Panthers topped Green Forest by a score of 64-53. Several area teams began action in the 1A2 Junior District Tournament at West Side High School in Greers Ferry. On the boys' side, Norfolk eliminated Viola 35-26. Calico Rock beat Timbo 47-38, and Rural Special bounced by top seed Concord 59-21. In the girls' games, Norfolk lost to Westside 45-28. Viola fell to Calico Rock 42-36, and Timbo lost to top seeded Rural Special 47-9. Izard County had mixed results on the first Friday of the 2A2 Junior District Tournament at Sloan Hendricks High School in Bowdoin. The top-seeded Junior Cougars advanced to the semifinals of the boys bracket after routing Quitman 54-22. Izard County was led by Garrett Dillard with 14 points. Sebastian Nesselback, Nesbickle scored 13, and Braxton McCadless chipped in 10. The Junior Cougars improved to 14-3 on the season, and they'll play Monday evening. Izard County's girls were one and done in the tournament. The Junior Lady Cougars fell to Sloan Hendricks 61-23. My goodness. There's some point spreads there in the games, aren't there? That is your local sports scores and updates. This week, Monday, February 6th, you got basketball junior district tournament. Let's see the girls versus the West Memphis Wonder. That'll be at home. And we got the boys versus West Memphis Wonder away at the West Memphis Arena. Tuesday, February 7th, wrestling play date at Mountain Home Junior High. All teams, that'll be at 5 o'clock. Basketball versus Harrison. That'll be at home, varsity boys and varsity girls. Wednesday, February 8th, we have bowling conference tournament at Hot Springs, 11 a.m. Athletics signing at Dunbar, 1:45. Basketball versus Greenbrier away. Junior varsity boys at 4, girls at varsity girls at 5, and varsity boys at 6:15. Thursday, February 9th, basketball junior high district tournament. Then we got swim conference tournament at Clarksville. That'll be at 4. Friday, February 10th, bowling state tournament at Jonesboro at 11. Basketball versus Van Buren. That'll be a away game. For junior varsity boys at 4:15, varsity girls at 6, varsity boys at 7:15. Saturday, February 11th, wrestling regionals at Searcy High School.
It's the girls regional.
Varsity girls only at 10 a.m. Basketball junior high district tournament, TBA. So that is a lot of basketball this week. And I think that's a makeup game for Greenbrier. Makeup game for the Greenbrier game because of all the snow and the ice. Yes. And it's just, pushing everything off. So, all right, let's take a break. That's a look at your sports for this week. And we're going to come back with head coach Josh Fulcher, the Mountain Home High School basketball.
Be right back.
All right.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead door. A garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. Athletic.
Welcome back to XL7-TV with XL7 Sports Edition. We're visiting with Coach Josh Fulcher, the Mountain Home High School Bomber basketball head coach. How are you, sir?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Thanks for coming
Good to
on.
be here.
Well, last week, as ice apocalypse had everything all upside down and backwards. You had to move games and reschedule games. And Saturday, though, you had a really good game.
We did, and kind of going back to what you were talking about, the Greenbrier game, it's just really proud of how resilient our kids have been. Mm-hmm. We have a couple days to prep for Greenbrier, and then it gets moved. And then we start focusing, on Alma, and then the following week start prepping, going back to our Greenbrier prep,
mm-hmm.
and then then that miss a couple more days, and we have to get ready for Siloam, and then we've got Harrison, and then we got to get back to that Greenbrier prep. So, the kid and the guys are. It's hard to get. There's a few days we can't get in the gym,
yeah,
and understandably so. I mean, it's just too dangerous to travel, and. But really was really proud of our guys that was able to get up there when we were able to open the gym. We had some quality, they got some quality reps, and Siloam, we were supposed to play that game on Friday.
Yeah.
And we didn't know all the way up to our practice that, hey, we're not playing tonight. We're playing tomorrow night. So, we actually at that time we didn't know if we were playing.
Oh, you didn't?
Because we couldn't get officials. So. Mm-hmm. It's that time of year where everybody's rescheduling things, and we missed out on a junior boys basketball game that was really important to us because we couldn't get officials.
Mm-hmm.
We had a chance to play our way into a home game there, and just couldn't find anybody to officiate the game. So our conference just elected to go straight to their current records, and that's why our boys are on the road today at Wander.
Okay. Well. All right, so the Greenbrier game, it got moved, and then it got moved again, and now here it's coming up this week. They should be very prepared for Greenbrier.
I agree.
Right.
Well, but you know how teenage boys are. There's kind of whatever's in front of them, and that's really what we want them focusing on. We don't want them looking towards Greenbrier. We want them focusing on Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison is first, and then Greenbrier, and then
and it is. And we talked about in our film session yesterday, like. This has got to be a state tournament mindset this week. We played Siloam, who was in first place Saturday night. Now we're playing Harrison, who, thanks to us beating Siloam, is now in first place.
Are they really?
Tuesday night.
Okay.
Well, and actually, you have Siloam, who's 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison is 6-2. Then you got Greenbrier, who's 5-2. On Wednesday, and then you've got Van Buren, who is 4-3, tied with us. So all four of these teams are that we've played are state tournament caliber teams.
Yeah.
And we need to have a good week. And it really starts with one game at a time.
Yeah.
And we're not going to overlook Harrison, anyways. That's a big game for us. So
definitely.
We're looking forward to Tuesday night versus the Goblins in the hangar.
What was the difference between the first Siloam Springs game and Saturday nights? Because they impressed me with how they played, and they stayed in it. I guess the rebound switch was a big deal.
For the game in the locker room, we talked about, we've been talking all the things that it takes to beat these guys,
mm-hmm.
and to go from, we lost by 13 at their place. Now, that game was a little bit closer than the final score. We had to chase some points there,
mm-hmm.
And McGee Harris was shooting the ball really well, and he kind of went out with a concussion there in the second half. So that hurt us because you got to be able to shoot. They run a nice spread out 3-2 zone. But we talked about front of the game, before the game. What does it take to win? We talked about the beat Siloam Springs mindset, and I asked the guys, what do we got to do? First thing they said, rebounding.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not just rebounding. What are the details? Where do we need to be in our offensive sets and all these things? But, the guys spoke it. They knew that we had to rebound and control the boards because we got pushed around and out-rebounded pretty badly in Siloam. And then the next key was Siloam probably has the best 1-2 punch in our conference. Number 2 and number 3, those are fantastic players. Mm-hmm. And I thought, us playing them a second time, kind of, usually the team that loses is the team that makes has got to make the changes. And I thought Coach Morris had a really good game plan on hey, we've got, the main thing is a lot of times, guys are going to get theirs, and then you got to hope that the others don't beat you.
Yeah.
Well, we wasn't really good with that mindset because they scored 44 of their 50-something points when we played them at Siloam. Mm-hmm. And we decided we've got to do a better job on these guys, and then we'll almost let these other guys beat us. So we had a lot of things in our back pocket, a lot of things that we had worked on that we got to save too. And it was really, we're really keyed on stopping those guys. And and it took a group effort. There's a lot of guys that had to step in just at different points. And the great thing about our bunch is we play a lot of guys. We play more guys than anybody in our conference. Big reps, big minutes.
Yeah.
And then you always go with a hot hand. Whoever we feel is playing well gets to keep playing.
Yeah.
And that's what our guys have had to understand this year of, like, some nights it's my night, sometimes it's not. But I've got to be, when it's not, I've got to, how can I contribute? How can I still be a vocal leader on the bench? How can I be help calling out things that we cover and scout and really just build our guys up? And, when my number is called again, I need to be ready. So we've got to, all good teams figure that out. They understand their role. We talk about just roles in general. Everybody's got different roles on our team. Sometimes you're a rebounder. Sometimes you're a lockdown defender. Sometimes you're the scorer. Sometimes you're the distributor. But everybody has got equal status on our team. Yeah. Everybody's important on our team, and everybody has that role, and it's just understanding and excelling in that role. Just because you are the starter or maybe the leading scorer, you're not above the guy that doesn't touch the floor.
That's right.
So it's really, there's a buy-in there that it takes. If you're going to have as large as numbers that we have and guys that we need, there's guys that don't touch the floor in games, but what they give us in scout, our scout team, our JV team and our scout team are phenomenal. And a lot of times in the past, if you've got a successful team, it's because your scout is giving you a good look.
Right.
And, man, we've got some guys that do a really good job, and they've had a hard week switching from hey, this team, that team.
Yeah.
And but they're sharp, and that's kind of their role right now. In the future, those roles will change, and it'll be somebody else's turn to run scout for them. So just everybody understanding their roles and the buy-in is always important with all teams. And I think our guys are it took a little bit of time, but they're starting to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about scout, you're talking about the one sitting on the bench, they're watching the players and where they're moving and how they're setting up, and then game film. They hone in on the game film, and they're watching how they're playing against other teams and how they set up.
Yes, we'll when we watch film, we'll break down their offenses, their defenses, and certain things that we need to cover, and then we put those guys through that, and they'll run their offenses, run their inbounds and their hits and their defenses, and when we go, we'll verse that. So we'll get reps against that. Now it's not always. I mean, it's hard to simulate what Siloam does in their 3-2 because they've got the length. There's some things, and teams that'll just get after you and trap and press. You can give us we can give you looks in certain instances, but if you don't have the length and all that, You don't want to over-rep things, because sometimes you get a false sense of security of like, hey, that's pretty easy. But you do get an idea of what works against certain things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and being able to have a good group that can just kind of get through that and not make those sessions really, really long where they're not having to be taught and retaught. You got to have a sharp group in there. So you got to have 5 guys that can, hey, not only remember all the things that we do from Mountain Home, because we do a lot, but also remember what Siloam Springs does.
That's right.
And but it's awesome on the bench. They're seeing things, they're seeing calls, and they're the other night they're, hey coach, he went thumbs up. They're about to get in, to their press, and it's just awesome to have guys that are engaged and locked in and understanding their roles and helping us win.
Yeah, that's how a team wins. Do you ever go into a game with a game plan and then at halftime you throw the book away?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I figured probably so.
In basketball, it's so back and forth, and you're constantly changing.
Yeah.
Because you never know. We may have 15 games scouted, and you're a 22% 3-point shooter, and then all of a sudden you hit 2-3 in a row. You're like, all right, we got to change. We got to guard this guy differently.
Yeah.
He's having one of those nights.
Yeah.
And
is that when you pull out that whiteboard? Because Carla and I are now producing the games at the high school, and we can see you down there. So when you guys take a timeout and I see you grab that and you sit down on a chair, is that game plans changing?
Yes, and that's, and a lot of times you just got to kind of direct guys and show guys, hey, this is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing, and this is where you're at, and this is where you need to be.
Okay.
And so sometimes you're just kind of showing them, or sometimes you're like, hey, we're going to run. If we're getting the ball out of the timeout, we're going to run this offensive play.
Yeah.
Because this is going to work against them, and maybe it's been a while since some of these guys. Our guys are very multiple, and we play guys in a lot of different spots. So sometimes they just need a refresher course. But we got a really sharp group. But yeah, sometimes they need some of those guys need
reminded.
Help. Oh yeah.
Need a little visual.
Yes.
Very good. It's 7:47. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more from Coach Josh Fulcher.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going? See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This is our XL7 sports segment, and we're visiting with Coach Josh Fulcher of Mountain Home Bomber Basketball. So Tuesday, Harrison.
Yes.
And that's here at the hangar. Everybody needs to come.
Everybody needs to come. Well, I mean, all Mountain Home Bomber fans
Mountain
need
Home
to come,
Bombers,
or
yeah.
even for the night, be a Mountain Home Bomber fan and make a lot of noise.
That's right.
We're playing, like I said earlier, Harrison, who's sitting in first place. And it's the rivalry. It's I was talking to Coach David Stoller over at Harrison, and him and I are, we've gotten to be good friends over the years, and he was telling me, the rivalry and the history of that, because he's been in a whole lot longer than I have.
Yeah.
He's like, you won't understand it until, when it's a conference game. It's just different. Us playing each other once a year, early in the year. A little bit of a rivalry, but man, with all the things that are at stake and online, on the line during conference, it's huge, and that means emotions are more involved.
Definitely.
And we kind of joked about we can't be friends during, we can't be talking and being friends and encouraging each other. And, but he does a really good job. His teams are always so hard for us to defend, because they always put 5 guys on the floor who can score, who can dribble, pass, and shoot.
Yeah.
They got great understanding of the ball game, and a lot of times we have trouble guarding those when you got to guard the entire floor, because they're all dangerous. But we're looking forward to the challenge. We're able to beat them at their place. And we're trying to prevent them from, and had a celebration with our student section at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought our students came over. Boy, they were really big for us. And we had a nice little visiting student section. And, our guys went and celebrated with them like they do at the end of our home games, because in a lot of ways, it was really good for our, it was almost like a home game.
Yeah.
Having that sense of feel. And we want to prevent Harrison from doing the same, because they're going to bring a lot of folks over.
They will.
And it'll be fun. It's going to be exciting, about as good of a regular season game as you can get, I would imagine. So I know how it was there. I know how it's going to be here.
Yeah.
You'd love to be able to play these on a Friday night, so there's nobody want to go to bed early, early risers and all that stuff. But I still figure people will find a way to get out to the hangar Tuesday.
Oh, we'll definitely be there. Well, if you can't make it out to the hangar, we understand, but you can watch it here on XL7-TV. It'll be on our Facebook and YouTube page and cable station. Yep. So you can still watch it, but if you can make it to the hangar, that's going to be great. Harrison games are the best just because of that. They really are. We always want to pull out the win. But whether it's basketball, football, soccer, it doesn't matter. When you're playing Harrison, it's just like, get them goblins.
Yep, got to get a gob. And last time we played Harrison, we talked about in the locker room, there's some things that kind of transcend what is going on. And we owed us doing our best for not just the guys in the locker room, not only the people that have worn that uniform before, but really our community.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny that the next day I get a phone call from one of our parents. We had a family that, Mountain Home Bombers, but they were watching from Arizona, and they said, we want to buy your guys lunch today. So she kind of helped coordinate that. And, and I was able to tell the guys, like, hey, this is a family that's watching it from Arizona.
Yeah.
And they said, anytime you beat a goblin, that's good, and we want to feed the guys and all that stuff. So it's big, and we're not that fact is not lost upon us, but that's not our focus, because if we focus on all those things, we'll fall short, because they're bringing in a good basketball team.
Yeah, most definitely. Wednesday the 8th, you got the Bombers versus Greenbrier. Finally played that game. That'll be a away game, though.
Yes. Yeah, they'll start a stretch of three road games. We've got Harrison Tuesday, and then you turn around and get on the road, go to Greenbrier.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got at Van Buren. And like I said, Greenbrier tied for first in our conference. Van Buren is one of the toughest places to play. And Van Buren kicked our tail here. And you know, they did it, and we hung around, couldn't never do enough. But I think there are some changes that we can do to, you know, we were the losing team. So I was actually watching that film last night, getting some ideas of what we need to do better. And you know, I think there's some things that we can do better, definitely. But you know, don't want to look too far. You know, I can do that, but I don't want my guys looking too far ahead. We need to focus on Harrison.
Yeah, you want to stay focused on the game that's tomorrow and the game, and then after that, the next.
One game at a time.
I can understand that. One game at a time. So when you're on the court and they've got players that can shoot from all around, I mean, how do you defend that? Because I've noted on Siloam Springs, I noticed they were concentrating their efforts on staying on the inside, close to the basket, and forcing you to shoot from outside the three-point.
Yes.
And so if you've got some players that are really good at three-pointers, you can't do that.
Correct.
You got to be, like you said, all around the court.
Well, it's, you know, every team strives for balance. And, you know, we're kind of a team that goes inside out.
Because you can do some three-pointers.
Yes,
You've got some players.
And when we got guys hitting those shots, well, we're really unstoppable. And because it opens, so if you have both sides working the inside and out, then it makes it really dangerous. And you know, I feel like we've got the best post play in our conference, and you know, and everybody knows that, and everybody kind of packs it in and makes us at times they got to make us they want to beat us. Make us beat them from the outside.
Yeah.
And we need shot makers. We need guys stretching those zones. You know, that 3-2, part of our game plan was to put two guys on the low post. I feel a good 3-2, you got to beat it on the backside. You got to take advantage of your numbers on the probably like the mid post down to the baseline. So we put three guys where they have two, essentially. So when you do that, their wings got to start thinking behind them, and not just focusing on everything in front of them. And that's part of our game plan. So our game plan is to attack. And when you start attacking inside, it shrinks it, and they start packing it in. And that's when your guys from the outside need to knock down shots. Make them honor you, come back out, and then we got to go back inside to it. But, you know, if you don't have two solid post players, and we have three that we can rotate in there, and when they're playing good, boy, that makes it really tough on those defenses, and because we're able to get behind it and do some scoring. So, you know, Siloam kind of jumped between a 3-2 and a 1-1-3, kind of stack 2-3, where they do put three guys on the backside, and then we've got to beat it from the free throw line up. So it's kind of always a chess match of, okay, where are you loading your guys up, and then we're going to attack it, but. You know, the thing is their personnel can change in different spots. Sometimes they have their bigs up, sometimes they have their bigs down. But zones are pretty easy to. I mean, they're easy to strategize and beat because, regardless, they all look the same when the ball's entered on the wing. When the ball's entered on the wing, all zones are a 2-3. But it's entering the ball. Where do you get your entry points at? And not only entering the ball, where do you take advantage of the gaps in the zone or the one-on-one matchups in the zone. And I think we're able to do that enough to at least pull out the victory.
Right.
Sure.
Very good. Now, I'm new to basketball. This is the first time I've really focused on basketball is doing the shows.
Well, we're
with
glad
XL7.
to have you.
I appreciate
welcome to
that.
the family.
I don't know a lot of
Welcome to the dark side.
the terminology. I'm getting better at it. One of the things and I could have Googled it, but I thought I'd just ask you now, is when they foul and they get to shoot points for it, why do they get 2? Why do they get 3? Where is it the position that they're at or when they're trying to shoot?
Well, there's a couple of factors.
About a minute.
Well, and this, if it's a shooting foul, so if we foul and they're in the act of shooting, they're going to get free throws. If it's a 2, they'll get 2. If it's a 3, they'll get 3.
Okay.
Fouling a three-point shooter is one of the worst things you can do.
Yeah.
Second,
so far out.
Yes, and in a half. That starts at 0 fouls. Once you get to 7 fouls, once our team fouls 7 times, they get a 1-and-1. But when it gets to 10 fouls or more, they call that the double bonus. So you get 2 free throws for that. So, you know, fouling shooters is one of the worst things. Shooting a 3, you know, getting the and 1. You know, if we foul them in the act, they make it. They'll get a free throw bonus added to that 1 free throw. So
that's why they get the 2 is when they make the first.
Yes. When they're shooting 2 free throws, it's not a good thing.
Right.
For us.
Right.
on the defensive end.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Josh, for coming in.
Yes,
we appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate all you do, and I was able to watch some game film last night on YouTube thanks to you guys, and the camera work and the commentary has been excellent. So appreciate all your support and all you're doing for our kids in our community. So go Bombers.
All right, go Bombers. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you back tomorrow.